This week we discuss Nike suing StockX over the use of NFTs, and Salesforce is entering the NFT space. Also, the first home in the US is sold via NFT. I'm Keys, and welcome to NFTs with Keys. Yeah.
It's been rough.
It's been a bit of a rough week. Yeah, it's been ups and downs, mostly downs. But hey, I'm alive. I'm here. So go like, subscribe, and ring the bell for all that NFT news you need. Also, comment below. It helps us out a bunch. And thank you to all of the new subscribers and all the subscribers that continue to come back and watch this show. Thank you. I was
going to crack that joke about me needing to make some money because I got, but I can't do it anymore. It hurts.
Well, why can't you do it anymore?
Because I can't. It hurts.
Anyways, I'm going to kick this off with some news about Nike suing StockX. If you don't know what StockX is, basically StockX is a reseller. They do a bunch of stuff from like streetwear, shoes, obviously, to collectible trading cards as well. I know, at my work, we've gotten stuff from StockX or random stuff like that. So they also act as an intermediary to verify authenticity of stuff. So it's a pretty big and well-known company. But back in January, StockX launched a section for NFTs called the Vault, or Vault NFTs. And this is where you can be redeemed for physical items, but also be traded instantly as digital goods as well. The thing that's the issue with Nike suing them is they're using NFTs with Nike's swoosh logo, and they look exactly like that. It's not even like the whole Meta Birkin thing where it's like different.
It's like literally
it's the same shoe. It's just more like stylized, but they're still using the swoosh and all this stuff. So it's like that's the issue right now. Is like Nike's a huge company, and the tokens are linked to pictures of the corresponding items, which are Nike shoes. Nike alleges that the resulting crypto assets constitutes trademark infringement, false designation of origin, and trademark dilution, among other violations. So basically Nike's just like, no. And it does come down to the fact that StockX's NFTs are an extension of the product or the reselling process, So it's like it's a digital receipt of ownership. I think then it would be okay. Like it's like, oh, here's a StockX NFT for buying these shoes. Yeah, that's different than if it's.
Isn't that what that was my understanding of what this is?
Well, but like the thing is, they're still selling an NFT of the shoe, and you got to remember too. Nike just bought RTFKT Studios, people who did the Clone X.
I want to say that I completely forgot about that, but I'm on the NFTs with Keys. Of course I know.
Yeah, so it's like
we went about this.
Yeah, so it's like they just recently bought that company, so of course they're going to be like, well, no, we're not allowing you to do any NFTs with their shoes, because that company that it originally started as NFT shoes. They were doing shoes for the metaverse, and then they just recently did the Clone X, which is like avatars for the metaverse. So it makes sense why Nike's upset about it. Nike also alleges that StockX's 9 limited edition NFTs, which 8 of them are of Nike shoes.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what they're basically, and I think really what it's coming down to is it's the same thing that's happening with Quentin Tarantino. Nike probably sent out a cease and desist. StockX is like, no, go F yourself. We're going to do this. We're going to put out, these NFTs. And so that's
exactly what StockX is doing.
Yeah. So that's what's happening here. And it's like, unfortunately, again, like kind of like with the Meta Birkin situation, although like I do think Hermes has the rights to do it. It's kind of interesting where this is all up in the air. Like how we've been talking, like NFTs are creating a new avenue of law.
Because I know it. NFT lawyer. NFT lawyer.
Yeah, so basically the suit that was filed on February 3rd, Nike states StockX almost exclusively used Nike's marks to launch its Vault NFTs because it knew that doing so would garner attention, drive sales, and confuse consumers into believing that Nike collaborated with StockX on the Vault NFTs. I don't know about the deliberately confuse them. I don't think that was their thing, but everything else I do agree. I think Nike's right there.
I think it's just legalese personally. Like the biggest thing here is even for StockX, these NFTs, it's not like StockX is putting out an NFT as Nike. The whole thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, StockX has physical inventory that they're keeping in like a vault,
or like a warehouse or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just assuming in a location that's climate controlled, that's designed to increase the longevity of the product, right? And purchase of this NFT should give you the rights to submit said NFT to get the physical product, or trade ownership of the NFT, which in turn trades ownership of this pair of shoes. And Nike is just upset at this point because the Nike swoosh is incorporated into the NFT itself, and they're thinking that the people that are buying this are ignorant or too stupid to understand the difference that the NFT they're purchasing isn't coming from Nike.
Well, it's the same thing why you can't throw a Nike swoosh on shoes, any shoes that you make. You're using their trademark.
Well, I mean, maybe that's like copyright infringement, but I think in this case is
it's the trademark.
But
the swoosh is the trademark.
Representation of a physical item. Then it's like someone's literally getting a pair of Nikes.
Yeah, no, I get that, but they're using the logo to sell the NFT.
Yeah, but they're buying Nikes.
Not all the time, though. They're also selling just NFTs.
I mean, I don't think that's the case with the thing that they're suing for. Like, I think all of these all have a physical counterpart to it.
But even if that's the case, though, they're still using Nike's logo to sell NFTs, and that's where it's.
I mean, how else do you distinguish a shoes on Nike?
Well, considering, and again, bringing up the RTFKT purchase that Nike did, Nike hasn't launched an NFT yet.
You know,
they just bought a company they're probably about to, and then if they do, people are going to think these StockX ones are Genesis pieces from Nike, and they're not. And then now it makes more sense why it says deliberately confused.
Yeah, that to me it sounds like a stretch, but I get it. Like, there are people out there that definitely will come to some kind of weird conclusion like that, because money blinds a lot of people.
Yeah, well, and especially right now, everyone wants a Genesis piece.
Yeah, you know, you got whitelist? You got me a whitelist?
You know,
can you give me a whitelist?
So it's like I do.
Whitelist.
So I do think that it's a little bit of a gray area. I don't know how that's going to play out.
NFT law.
But I do think StockX is in a little bit of trouble here, because it's not like Quentin Tarantino's.
I am of the firm belief that StockX is going to be totally fine, because there are, again, just like with the Quentin Tarantino thing, there are people on both sides of this coin that are far too interested to see how this all plays out. So people are just going to kind of do this. We're gonna let this play out.
I mean, it is different in a lot of key, it's different.
Future.
It's different in some key facts compared to the Quentin Tarantino situation.
Yeah, I agree.
Because what Tarantino is putting out is not the movie. They're stuff that was cut from the floor.
Oh, well, no, I get
there's it's a little different, where it's like they're not using Miramax's logos. They're not, like, the only thing is technically the name, and that's where it gets a little, wonky. But as him being the one who wrote it and directed it and shot it, doesn't he have the rights to the stuff that's not owned by Miramax? I
don't know. If I own a pair of shoes, don't I have the right to take a picture and use?
Yeah, but you're using that to sell other things. That's trademark infringement. That's literally
whomever buys that particular picture gets a pair of shoes. Those shoes. Like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're on two other sides. We're on two other sides of this.
That's the crazy part about this.
But the thing is,
these two arguments.
It does, but it's like you got to look at the trademark law part of it. So it's when you're infringing on trademarks, this is why you can't, like, technically we could get in trouble by Apple by having that logo there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, all of our videos can be removed tomorrow if YouTube wants to do that.
Probably.
But will they? Because we're not making money. So technically, since we're not monetized at the moment, that's not an issue.
Which can be fixed if you and like 99 of your other buddies go hit that subscribe button. We might get monetized, and then
we'd have to take the videos down.
Then NFTs with keys starts to become like how quickly does NFTs with keys get taken down? So help this out. Yeah. Create the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Create the hype. I swear to you, team, I will go out there and I will put myself on YouTube and I will yell at the people that I need to get my show back. But first, you got to monetize this.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so basically though, like I think that's what it comes down to is selling it to make money kind of thing. And like I said with our videos in the Apple, like we would have to go back, take them down, or like blur out the Apple logo.
Yeah.
Which is like whatever, it's not a big
That's
deal.
future us probably.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm not worried about that. But like I said, like I think again in this situation, I do think StockX is in trouble, but I do agree with you. I don't think any lawyer is really wanting to touch it just because it's the Wild West out here for NFT law.
Yeah.
You know, no one knows really what's going on. And then the other thing too is with a lot of trademarks, a lot of the, like it depends on what they hold on the trademarks. With the Hermes situation, Hermes owns physical trademarks, not digital ones. That's the issue with that one. You know, so it's like, does Nike own like the rights to the digital swoosh?
Oh, the Nike probably does.
And if that's the case, then there's StockX is going to settle out of court with a mediator, and probably in like a few weeks or a month, you're going to find out Nike's pairing up with StockX.
Oh my God. No, just so NFTs with keys, as we found out, is actually really NFT prophecy. And you heard it here first, guys. Nike X StockX NFTs on the way.
Because it makes sense. I don't
and like that brings me to yeah, I don't even want to, there's so much. I could just talk about this for the next like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I think will end up happening is they'll be like, hey, and it'll be the only way StockX backs out without losing money. They'll be like, hello, 50-50? 60-40?
And honestly, and candidly speaking here, that's genius. Like that's a genius play.
Sue them. Everyone goes and starts looking at it.
Genius play.
And yeah, no.
Like first you stir up the pot, then you get the controversy, then you get the eyes, then you incorporate, then you make the NFT. These next steps are a little vague, and then you profit.
Just like I still think that after the Quentin Tarantino thing ends, Miramax is still going to end up paying Tarantino some money for the use of to do some NFT stuff. Like,
probably.
But now there's a lot of hype on it and a lot of people are looking at it. But yeah, some other stuff that I know you found interesting was Salesforce is entering the NFT space.
Yeah,
but it's not exactly how you would think. Like they're not putting out NFTs for Salesforce because let's be honest, I don't think anyone's buying Salesforce NFTs. I mean, you might, right?
No. No one loves Salesforce that much. And if you do, you got a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, Salesforce.
I mean, we get it. It helps people. It helps your company. But, like, come on. But, yeah. So, anyways, Salesforce announced to its employees that they're planning to release an NFT cloud. Or is that what it's called?
The NFT cloud.
The NFT cloud. But it is an NFT cloud. So, I don't really know what that really means, but it is kind of interesting. But it's like, as we know, NFTs have been booming in the art and collectible space. So, you know, we here at NFTs with Keys, you know, have been speculating what other utility NFTs can have.
Right.
So it's awesome to see this. It really is really cool to see a company going, well, there's more utility to these things outside of just art or digital collectibles.
Well, I mean, I did a little bit of digging on this, and it turns out that Salesforce, there was like an internal note that kind of went out that said they're going to be starting an NFT, the NFT cloud, right?
Yeah, there was a private event that was held.
And apparently what they're going to be doing is they're going to be attempting to create an NFT marketplace.
Yeah.
So like an exchange, marketplace is probably the wrong word, and like an exchange, so that they will end up being the trusted area to do the NFT exchanges. So like the NFTs will live on something like OpenSeas, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
But the exchange itself will happen through the NFT cloud.
Yeah. So basically, from what I read too, what you read as well.
Ultimately, OpenSeas isn't even needed anymore. It all just goes through.
Well, but it sounds like they're more creating it as like an aggregator to where like you can, you know, be like, oh, I want to put this collection on OpenSea. I want to put this one on Super Rare. I want to put this one on Foundation. Click a button, pay the fees, and it gets minted.
No one really knows. It's all speculation now, but that could be. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it sounded like for me when I was doing research on it. So it's like apparently, you know, Salesforce is trying to create this service for artists to create content and release it on sites like OpenSea. That's what we've been told so far. So that's why my speculation went to that. There's also speculation that Salesforce will integrate it into their own ecosystem where you can where the transactions can be managed and stuff like that. So again, I think it would be taking a lot of the brunt or a lot of the weight off of OpenSeas from having to do a lot of API tracking, where Salesforce could end up doing all that, and they already have the ecosystem to do that very well.
That's true.
So it's like I could see that being, almost beneficial.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To OpenSeas, to Super Rare, because then they don't need to track that stuff. It could be tracked, on Salesforce, and it would be way better for the artist, or for all you artists out there, because you could see everything and track it as if it's a business, because you are a business when you are an artist. You are the business.
For those of you that live here in the United States, when Uncle Sam comes knocking, because he will come knocking.
Oh yeah.
You have easy ways to provide proof and to show him that, hey, this is everything that we have. Tax me on that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the announcement also comes on the heels of Matthew Sweezy, I think is how you say his name.
Sweezy.
Yeah,
sounds right.
He's the director of market strategy for Salesforce, and he a few months ago was saying pioneering brands will search for utility via NFTs. So that's something that I think is obvious, because we've been talking about that, more utility to NFTs. It's cool to see this, because this isn't something I would have thought. NFTs, it's not really it's not like they're putting out NFTs and the NFT has more utility. They're creating, or they're not really creating, they're integrating their own knowledge of what they do in their business with cloud computing and all that other bullshit. And,
right, yeah.
But they're needed for a lot of companies. Like, I know companies would die if they didn't have Salesforce. Or not die, but a lot of them would probably burn out because they don't know how to track all that stuff properly. So a lot of people who start a company might end up using Salesforce.
Yep.
So, starting NFT artists that aren't super savvy when it comes to, the whole blockchain, the whole space.
And let's be honest here, a service like this, it's not going to cost artists anything. If I were Salesforce, I would offer this as a free service, get them going, and take a small percentage of their transactions.
Yeah.
So what's a small percentage of a Bored Ape? What's 5% of a Bored Ape?
Or it's like, especially, if you're talking 5%, that's insane. You're talking,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but and again, too, 5% of a normal person, let's say a normal artist that sells, something for 1 ETH or, whatever, it's like, you're talking about what, a few $100s? And it's not even you probably wouldn't be missing it.
It skimmed off the top. You never even noticed.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice it because you just got $3 or $4 grand.
Yeah.
Or whatever Ethereum is at that time. But so I thought that was kind of interesting that, Salesforce, of all people, Salesforce trips me out.
Then just this last point on this one is this further increases the legitimacy of NFT and NFT futures. So even if the NFT proverbial bubble pops and bursts, it's not going to do away with the NFT in general.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And speaking of other uses of
and
NFT.
Other prophecy.
And another prophecy that we hear at NFTs with Keys. A Florida home. I think it was, when I was doing the research, it was about to be sold, but the auction happened on Friday.
$650,000.
Opening bid. So anyway, so a Florida home was sold, I'm pretty sure, because the auction was only held for a few hours.
Of course, Florida.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The house looks really cool, but it was sold as an NFT. Well, not really an NFT. The deed to the house was sold as an NFT.
An LLC holding the deed to the house.
Okay, we'll get there. All right, don't ruin it too much.
There's some Inception level nonsense that had to happen here. But.
Yeah, no, seriously, the way they did it is honestly really ingenious. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's ingenious. But yeah, so basically, for the first time ever in the U.S., a home was sold via NFT. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The home in question is in Gulfport, Florida, at 6315 11th Avenue South. If you want to go look at it, it's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath home.
Very nice. That's $4 or $5 million here.
Yeah, in California, it'd be worth a ton. But yeah, so the deed to the house is being minted as an NFT. So obviously, if you own the NFT, that's the deed to the house. You own the home, right?
Yeah.
Sort of, just as you said.
Right.
You don't actually own the deed. You're buying an LLC that was created as a shell corporation to house the NFT. Right?
And then you get a home.
Yeah.
Well, the LLC was still in the home, but you own the LLC.
Yeah. So the person responsible for this is Amy Heckler. She's a realtor, and she's the one representing the seller in this situation. So, and the seller's name is Leslie Alessandra, who is a real estate investor and a co-founder of Tampa Bay crypto company DeFi Unlimited.
Of course.
So yeah, of course, this is going to be like no normal person's about to create an LLC, put a deed to a home there, and then sell it unless you are part of the NFT or crypto space.
I'm aping in, guys.
But yeah, so they decided to sell the home as an NFT to promote the use of the technology, which again, like we were saying, we thought real estate's going to have a big year this year. And what's one of the first things that happens, a home for the first time ever in the United States gets sold via NFT. Alessandra is working with the Palo Alto-based real estate technology company Proppy, which will mint the property rights as a digital token and host an online auction. Proppy actually sold TechCrunch founders Michael Arrington's apartment in Kiev, Ukraine. Good thing you got out of there. And sold it for 96 ETH. I mean, there's like hundreds of thousands of not Ukrainian, of Russian soldiers are on the border. Yeah, get out. If you're an American, get out.
West Russia's fine. Leave them alone.
Commie. You're a commie.
Hey, I think West Russia's a nice area. I can't wait to visit.
Okay.
You don't like West Russia? West Russia, right?
Ukraine? Is that what you're trying to get at?
You remember old Ukraine. No, they're glorified. I'm sorry. Forgive me, West Russia.
Yeah. I'm sure we do have a Ukrainian fan out there that just went unsubscribed.
So if you and 100 of you buddies hit that subscribe button now, we'll be monetized, and you can watch us get taken off YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for the comments we just made. So Alessandra stated the technology will revolutionize the real estate industry, providing speed, transparency, security on a level that's never been seen before. Yeah, it's what we said too.
Hey, man.
Do we have a crystal ball or something?
Yeah, we definitely do.
It seems like we must. But yeah, so as we stated, which is really weird. I don't understand why the LLC needs to be created. Do you understand why they need to create a shell?
Honestly, they're probably trying to protect themselves and like all the legal rights. The amount of gymnastics they had to go through to even get this to work.
I guess that makes sense, because if you're buying a company, but the thing that I don't think anyone really thought about is you have to pay to keep that LLC going, or do you dissolve it and take the profit?
Down to like, because this was done in the United States, there are a lot of checks and balances that you have to go through, and that you have to like. That you have to like facilitate with, right? And personally, I think right now this is just like, it's symbolism for what NFT technology can do for like ownership and business. If tax law and regulation allowed for like proof of ownership, then we would be able to have like a simple transfer of ownership of property, and we could be using an NFT in its true form, right? Like that's what it comes down to. We are now at the point where we have people, both sellers and buyers, that are ready to use this, for lack of a better word, technology to make these transactions happen. And because they're willing to do this and the money's big enough, governing bodies have to really pay attention to what's happening, and they need to start catching up to this. Otherwise, they're going to be left behind, and it's going to cause real chaos, whatever that chaos looks like. Yeah,
no, I agree. Yeah, and I do think you're right when it comes to the whole why the LLC was made. It's just to cover.
They have to. Their CYA.
CYA cover their ass. Yeah, no, for sure. it just seems so weird. Like, I guess like once you own the LLC, you can just dissolve it and take the NFT out.
This is the first successful attempt at it, right? So I think this is just iteration 1. And like you're saying, there are a lot of other people out there having this conversation. Why did you do that? Why did you go that route? Well, what if we do it this way? And I suspect that we're going to see in the news now a lot of different strategies and methods of people selling real estate property as an NFT. Yeah. And one of these people are going to hit the mark on the head, and then we're going to start seeing that duplicated a lot.
Yeah. No, I believe that too. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so weird. Just so weird to think about like the LLC, but then it's like, I guess it does make sense.
Iteration 1, man. Like this isn't necessarily clean, but it's getting the job done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I am interested to see where that goes, because I do feel there's an easier way, but again, I think a lot of it is just the CYA, just to cover their tracks and so that they're not in trouble. I'm curious to know who won it, because over 7,000 people signed up prior to it.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, 7,000 people signed up, and you had to sign up and put all this information in and all this stuff. So there's 7,000 people bidding on that. And about like 4,000 to 5,000 of them are just crypto whales that just want to buy it just to say they own it. So
yeah, 100. I didn't even think about that.
Because 100%. Think about the flex now on that. You think your Bored Ape is cool?
You think your property in the metaverse is cool?
I own real property that's on the metaverse and in real life. Like,
yo, you want to come kick it in my NFT spare bedroom?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. But anyways, I think that's gonna do it for us today. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Rick, for being here. Also, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment below, go hit us up on Twitter. You can find me at NFTs with Keys, and also my buddies over at Argyros Crypto. Go follow them, and that's it. Deuces.